We welcome you back to Morristown High School for game number 2 of the afternoon here in the Hoosiers Shooting Academy Holiday Tournament here on IndianaSRN. Tony Donahue alongside Sean Kroll with you for the 5th place game coming up here in just over 4 or so minutes. Earlier this afternoon, New Washington defeated the host school in Morristown 65-50 in an absolute shootout. We can only hope for the same here in this next contest between Milan and South Ripley. Let's take a look at some of our sponsors for today's contest. We want to thank everybody involved in the broadcast here on IndianaSRN, including IUPUI, School of Health and Human Sciences. Begin your journey today. The Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Burtner Electric, serving Indianapolis and its surrounding counties. Piper Logistics, warehousing to transportation. We do it all. We will have the Piper Logistics Player of the Game coming up for you as well. And also want to say thank you to Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving our community since 1965. Tony Donahue alongside Sean Kroll. Sean, these two teams, games yesterday, lots of turnovers. I think first and foremost for both Milan and South Ripley, it's about protecting that basketball.
It is. You know, both teams lost their first game as South Ripley lost to Bishop Chittard in a close game by 3 points and then beat New Washington in the nightcap. Milan lost to Covenant Christian and then beat Morristown. You've got to take care of the ball. We saw that in the first game. And the flow may not take as long here in the second game since it's a little bit of a later game in terms of that first game. But defensive pressure is going to make a difference, especially when you're looking at two guys like Ward and Henry, Blaine Ward and Cole Henry for South Ripley, two sophomores. They can fill it up. They combined for 45 against New Washington last night.
Yeah, and you think about in that first game, it was like Morristown was a little sleepy, lackadaisical, so to speak, in that first quarter. Had a huge third quarter run, but what we saw in that first game, which is what I think we'll see here in the second game, this is a game of runs. And how big of a run can you go on? Because you know that the opposition is going to counter with that run. I think it's about whoever can sustain those runs. We seen that first game, 8-0 runs, 6-0 runs back and forth. But the team that can limit the damage when the opposition is on a run might be the team that ends up winning this one, because I expect a close one.
Yeah, and, you know, who's going to be the hot hand? We saw each of the teams in the first game had a hot hand. And so who is going to be the hot hand for both these schools? Then how do you counteract that defensively as your opponent? It's going to be a very interesting ball game between these 2A squads here in Morristown.
And Milan, we all know the great tradition of Milan high school basketball throughout the state of Indiana. South Ripley, not too far behind. The Raiders have had plenty of success behind Coach Beach. And again, Milan behind Coach Pickerill. You know, you've got scores on this team. We talk about legs. We talk about the fatigue factor. We kind of saw it in the first game. You're playing your third game and maybe a little over 24 hours over the last 2 days. Just curious your thoughts, Sean, on how to use some of those timeouts. In that first game, it seemed like the play just kept going, but there were some lazy passes. There were some shots that fell off the front of the rim, which tells me there wasn't a lot of leg behind it. Using those timeouts here on the coaching staffs is going to be key as well.
Well, I think a lot of it, too, comes down to how much of your bench are you going to utilize as well in terms of, you know, the rotations and bringing guys in and out and giving them the breaks when they need them. That's going to be huge as well. But I think the timeouts are going to be saved for those runs. I think that'll be the same thing here in the second game.
Let's head down to the PA for today's starting lineups.
Sophomore guard number 11, Blaine Ward. Sophomore guard number 32, Chance Holtz. Sophomore forward number 25, Cole Henry. A senior forward number 35, Logan Bradley. Coach of the Raiders, C.B. Beach. And now introducing the Milan Indians, a senior guard number 5, Ben Riley. Senior guard number 10, Cohen Rainier. Freshman guard number 11, Micah Norman. Senior forward number 4, Brendan Roaring. A freshman forward number 20, Gabe Riley. Coach of the Indians, Matt Pickerwell.
So for Milan, two brothers in the starting lineup. They start two freshmen. So you're learning kind of by fire here with Milan playing in these 2 to 3 day tournaments. You got a young 14-year-old kid, two of them starting for you, gaining valuable experience here this afternoon.
Well, South Ripley has 3 sophomores and only 1 senior starting for them as well, whereas Milan does have those 2 seniors in Rainier and Rorig. So this is going to be a fun one.
So a very experienced officiating crew gets ready to tip this bad boy off, and South Ripley will control the tap. Right off the bat, Blaine Ward. Ward dishes it. Finds Henry. And we have a clock issue. So I don't know if this is from the last game where New Washington and our buddy Mason Arthur shot the lights out.
That is true.
It was low-hanging fruit there for you, Sean.
Well, our officials for today are Ryan Berkemeyer, Thomas Boyd, and Kevin Moore.
So they'll get adjusted.
Well, the interesting thing, too, Cole Henry jumps center, 6'5", tallest guy on the court, and he's the one handling the ball on the point for South Ripley. Again, that's basketball today.
Well, that's the NBA that we see with, Joker controlling the basketball, and even Bol, your boy down in Orlando. I mean, that guy gets up and down the court like he is a point guard. So South Ripley controls the first possession.
Kevin Durant's a 7-footer that shoots threes.
Here's a dish off, power dribble up under off the front of the rim, no good. Looking for a foul was Cole Henry, nonetheless misses. Back down, Milan answers with the power dribble up off the backboard. Gabe Riley with his first 2 points of the afternoon.
The freshman with the first bucket.
Dribble drive, dish out, three-pointer short. Rebounded by Riley again. He's got 2 points and a board in the first two possessions of this contest. Skip pass, wide open three ball. That's going to go down. Nothing but the bottom of the net by Micah Norman. The freshman steps into it, was wide open, and it's a 5-0 start here for Milan.
He was their leading scorer against Covenant Christian in the early game yesterday with 11.
So Binion has it. Binion almost turns it over. Finds Cole Henry. Henry to the right side wing. Left-handed dribble up and good. Count it. Put him on the line. That's Chance Voles.
Nice drive there by Voles with the left hand.
We have a camera guy named Chance. When was the last time you were in the same room with two chances? It's been a while.
Two chances are better than one, right?
So Chance Voles to the line to try to complete the and one. It goes. 5-3 here early. Minute 15 gone by in the first quarter.
Rohrig with the first foul.
Milan with the ball. Man-to-man pressure. Dips it down low. That's Rohrig. Thinks about it. Dishes. Up. Blocked. Big block there by the tallest guy on the court. One of the tallest guys in Cole Henry. And South Ripley will look to add to their 2-point lead. Outside. Three ball in the air. Good. Cole Henry knocks it down.
Well, he can definitely shoot the lights out from what we've seen.
So South Ripley on a little bit of a run here. They take their first lead, 6-5. Milan with the basketball. Batted around. It's going to be kicked out of bounds. It'll stay right here with Milan. So, Sean, we talked about it in the outset. In the first 2 minutes, we've seen runs by both teams. A 5-0 run and then now a 6-0 run answered by South Ripley. That three ball is the ultimate equalizer.
It 100% is, and that's why it's so important to have a good shooter on your team that can really stretch the defense and give you that extra point on a possession.
Really has it to Rainier. Rainier back has the basketball. Looks down low, up under, and a nice move there with the right hand by Gabe Riley. He used that backboard as a screen and puts it off the glass. South Ripley back on top by one.
What a smart play by the freshman.
So a nice little up and under there. Used that rim as almost a screen and kisses it off the window. Milan goes back on top by one.
Fouls on Rainier, his first team second.
Here's the inbound play. Voles gets it in. Binion has it. Binion dishes it. Long three ball, Blaine Ward off the back iron, no good. Rebound to Milan, and they'll push the tempo here a little bit. 7-6 early. Rohrig with the ball. Powers his way to the front of the rim and puts it in. Nice little power dribble there. Used his body for some separation and gets the bucket.
Didn't surprise me to see Ward take that three for South Ripley on the last possession. He was their second leading scorer against Bishop Chittard with 20.
Norman has it. Norman to Voles. Voles to the corner. Thought about a three. Voles gets it back. He's in the post. They'll reset. Binion swings. Henry back over to Bradley. Bradley to Binion. Cole Henry takes it. He'll drive, dish out. Good look at a three from the corner and splashes it home. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Gavin Binion.
Again, shooters, got to watch out for him. Speaking of.
Milan tries to answer on the pump fake. 3 balls short by Rohrig. And we're tied at 9, South Ripley. Up under, nice little floater in the air. And Blaine Ward puts it home. Milan tries to answer on the layup, goes off the backboard, no good. And here comes South Ripley again, looking to add to their 2-point advantage. 3 ball in the air, this one short. Ball batted around, tipped twice, right back to South Ripley. Binion up under, pump fake, and he is fouled.
That was nice.
So Blaine Ward will go to the line. Nice little spin move. Pump fake gets him in the air, and he's fouled.
That's Rohrig's second.
Foul, the team's third.
3 fouls here early.
One of the things we've seen so far in this game that we didn't see in the first game, Tony, is the fact that they're knocking down shots early, but 2, a lot of different guys are scoring for both squads. A lot of guys getting on the score sheet early, distributing the ball amongst each other.
Alex Winger checks in the game for Milan. Free throw good. It's pushed to a 4-point advantage for South Ripley. And I think both teams are doing a great job of controlling the glass, not giving the opposition second chance opportunities. Here's the 3 ball. Top key.
Whoa.
Buried it. A little step back there. Micah Norman puts it through.
Second 3 of the game.
The freshman puts another 3 ball through. That cuts the lead to just 1. 13-12. Vols kicks out. Spin move. Back out to Vols. Vols has a good look at a 3. Off the rim, no good. Ball batted around. It's going to go back to Milan. So great dish out there by Cole Henry. Vols had a good look at the 3, just couldn't get it to go down. And I guess they'll call it here, staying with the Raiders of South Ripley. Vols will inbound. Kicks it. Corner 3 ball off of the screen in the air, off the back iron. No good. It's really with the rebound. He'll push the tempo here from Milan. He's got to look at a 3. He'll think about it. Short. Off the rim. Vols with the rebound. Pushes it forward. It's a 1-on-2. Up under layup. A great outlet pass there. And Ethan Johnson gets his first 2 points of the afternoon.
Wow, what pretty basketball right there.
I don't think the ball hit the ground, did it?
I don't think it did.
And we got a travel on the outset here by Alex Winger, who just checked in the game. 15-12. South Ripley.
You see all kinds of stuff on social media, with high school basketball players and dunks and pretty stuff. To me, right there, that was what high school basketball is all about.
Pushing the tempo. Steal here by Really. He'll push the tempo again. Milan likes to get out and go with the basketball. Here's a swing to the right side. Really has it. Up off the rim, no good. And South Ripley doing a great job of controlling the glass, not giving Milan second chance opportunities. They'll push the tempo. Up under, left hand off the backboard, no good. No foul call there, letting them play here early. And Milan back with the basketball, trying to tie or cut this to a 1-point game.
What kind of pressure do you feel, if any, having Milan on the front of your jersey, knowing the history of?
I think it's one of those things, Sean, where it's kind of embedded in you from an early age, and you know the history, and you say, yes, I really want to play for that jersey name. And you probably bring that with you wherever you travel.
It's more of a sense of pride than pressure.
Yeah. I see Bobby Plump in the grocery store often. Milan on the inbound pass. A nice play there by Winger. He's just taller at 6'2". Never brought the ball down, caught it, puts it in for the bucket, and it's a 1-point game. Under 2 to go. Vols has it. Vols, spin dribble, corner, pump fake, drive in, and he is going to lay it in off the glass. Good. Ethan Johnson, he's got 4 here in the first quarter.
A high-scoring first quarter.
Yep, Milan has it. Oh, got open. Didn't think he was going to be open there under the basket, and Gabe Really, the freshman, puts it in. So 2 freshmen here early on, Michael Norman and Gabe Really getting it done for Milan.
He's got 6, does Really.
Vols has it, power dribble, kick outside, pump fake, and he's going to get called for the travel. So it looked like Really on that last bucket was double teamed, kind of squirmed himself out of it. Once he realized he was open, more than what he thought he was, he squeezes out. Oh, I can get that right up in there. And again, second time he's used that rim as kind of a defender for himself as a screen to get the open look.
He got the South Ripley defender off his feet.
Here's a 3-ball from NBA range by Rainier. Goes off, and a great pass. And a nice dish there from South Ripley. That's Blaine Ward. Finds Logan Bradley for the bucket.
My goodness, that was pretty.
Yep, we'll look at that again here after the next set ball. A minute to go here in the first. Here's a dish, really up, strong, off, gets his own rebound, and puts it off the glass, but no good. He's fouled. So Gabe really will go to the line. Let's take a look at this. Nice, pretty, no-look pass. Hits him perfectly.
Threaded the needle.
So a no-look pass. Milan on the answer. We'll go to the line to try to cut this. First one good. That'll cut it to a 2-point game at 19-17.
Entering back into the lineup, number 25.
Well, we see now why he starts as a freshman.
Yeah. 2 freshmen, and they've really carried the scoring here in the first quarter, Sean. Second free throw up off the back rim, and he's going to get the nice, easy roll, and that'll cut the lead to 1.
He's got 8.
South Ripley is led by as many as 5. Milan's found themselves ahead only one time, and that was by 1 point. 33 seconds in the first quarter. Ethan Johnson, he's had a great quarter. He has the basketball. He'll pump fake. He'll drive. Gets caught in the lane. It's stolen away. Here's the tempo for Milan again, they like to show. Great extra pass. Left-handed layup is good by Cohen Rainier. That gives Milan the lead at 20-19, and South Ripley will hold for the final shot of the quarter.
What a well-played first quarter by both squads.
Here's the screen. Dribble drive, deflected, and he's going to get called for a foul. So they're going to give him 2 shots with 1.5 seconds to go in the quarter.
Fouls on Wenger, his first.
4 team fouls for Milan, 2 for South Ripley. First of 2 up and good. We're tied at 20, 1.5 seconds to go. We might see a half quarter coming up here for you, Sean.
11 different players have scored already.
Second free throw, good. South Ripley with the 1-point lead. Quick inbound, takes a step, fires. Off the backboard, no good. After 1, in the Hoosier Shooting Academy Holiday Tournament's 5th place game, it is South Ripley on top of Milan 21-20. We'll be back right after this on IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Welcome back to Morristown High School in the Hoosier Shooting Academy Holiday Tournament's 5th place game through 1 quarter. South Ripley in a back-and-forth contest leads 21-20. Industrial Sales Associates has been an electromechanical component manufacturer representative for Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, and Eastern Tennessee for years. Good luck to all the teams during this sports season. For more information on what we can do for you, check out Rich, 317-546-1900. Back and forth in that first quarter, Sean. Both teams going on runs, but South Ripley ending it there on the free throw line to have the lead heading here into the second quarter.
Very impressive. You don't see that high-scoring quarters very often at all.
So Milan with the ball. They pushed the tempo in the first quarter. See if they continue to do that here. Very patient, 30-second possession. And it ends with a turnaround jumper by Ben Riley. Another bucket, and that puts Milan back ahead by 1. Milan, biggest lead is 1. South Ripley led by 5 early in this contest on a 5-0 run is how they started. Back up top, South Ripley. Vols has it. Vols thinks about it and will shoot the three. Rattles around the rim, no good. And Milan with the rebound. Both teams, Sean, early in this contest doing a great job of cleaning the glass and now not allowing the offense any second chance opportunities.
They are, and that shot by Vols did everything but go down.
Yeah. Milan tries to answer with the three. That falls off the rim, no good. So both teams scoreless here through the first 1 minute and 20 seconds of the second quarter.
Milan's doing a great job of stopping Henry so far.
Ward, dribble drive, dishes it, great pass. And Logan Bradley puts it in for the bucket. And the lead goes back to South Ripley by 1. Milan with the basketball. They'll spread it out here. Holden Acro back in the game. Very patient here for Milan. Acro has it. He'll think about it. He'll power dribble, scoop, and score. So he checks in, gets his first bucket of the afternoon, and it gives the lead right back to Milan at 24-23.
Just smart basketball plays by all these guys on the floor.
Vols has it. He swings it to Ward. Ward back to Vols. Gavin Binion back in the game. Vols has it. Right side. Goes down low. Kicks it back out. 3-ball in the air by Cole Henry. Rolls off the rim. No good. And Milan grabs the rebound and looks to push the tempo again.
I love the look there of Bradley trying to post up low, then kicking it out.
Ooh. Oh! Big block there. That's going to lead to an offensive rebound. 3, top of the key. Splash it down for Braden Roaring, and we'll have a full timeout. Just like that, Milan on a quick run. They push their lead to 27-23. We'll be back right after this on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back to IndianaSRN's exclusive coverage of the Hoosier Shooting Academy Holiday Tournament. 5th place game between Milan and South Ripley. And Sean, you see it here off the deflection. Wide open 3 calls for it, and Roerig knocks it down to give Milan their biggest lead here of the first half at 27-23. South Ripley with the basketball. Tony Donahue, Sean Kroll with you from Morristown High School. Game number 2 of the afternoon. It's been a back-and-forth contest here through the first 1.5 quarters. Here's a 3-ball, wide open look, and that one goes through for Gavin Binion.
And he's got 2 3-pointers so far on the afternoon.
Milan with the ball, and they will almost a turnover. Acra comes out of nowhere, dishes it. Here's a dribble drive off the back of the backboard, no good. And South Ripley can take the lead with the bucket. Another 3 look here in the air, and that's back-to-back 3 balls from Gavin Binion.
He's got 9.
That's a quick 6-0 run. And South Ripley back on top by 2. Milan will look for an answer. Right-handed dribble drive. Tries to fake out of it. Off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound. Back to him. Powers it up. Blocked. And there's just too many tall guys down there to do that. And South Ripley gets to stop.
Henry with his second block of the evening.
Henry with the basketball up top. Do we get a heat check here from Binion? He's hit back-to-back 3s on the last 2 possessions. Dribble drive, floater off the rim, no good. Not the bucket you were looking for there if you were South Ripley. And we're going to have a foul on Vols about 80 feet from the basket. Milan will maintain possession.
That's his second foul, and yeah, I'm not sure that's the shot they wanted with that little floater.
Feeling like treating someone special to a delicious meal from Aspen Creek Grill? Next time you come in for dinner, buy some gift cards to share with friends and family. Aspen Creek Grill has great food. Be sure to check out their Pow Wow Shrimp. They are located in Noblesville, Indiana. 3:36 remaining. South Ripley with the advantage, and now we're tied. Nice little drive to the bucket there. And Braden Roaring's got the scoring going here in the second quarter. He ties it at 29.
Just went strong up against two defenders, used the glass.
Henry, dish out. Good look at a three here from the corner. And another three ball goes in. This time it's Ethan Johnson. Johnson with 7.
It's back and forth.
Here we go. Milan now trailing. Bucket in the air, and it's good.
Roerig feeling it.
Roerig getting going here. On that second chance opportunity, got to 3, and he scored twice since. He's got the last 7 for Milan. Here's a dribble drive. Vols, left-handed dribble, finds himself in the paint. Back up top. Ward has it. He's going to look to back his man down. Pump fakes, fades away off the glass. And Blaine Ward, the sophomore, with a nice bucket. And it's a 3-point advantage for South Ripley. On the outset, ball lost, and it'll be a jump ball. And it'll go back to South Ripley. So South Ripley getting on the ground for that one, and they come up with the turnover.
Love the hustle. Cleaning the floor.
Wanger will check back in for Milan. Ref Reps is designed in partnership with numerous state high school associations, helping officials to hone their skills and promote unity in the officiating world. Ref Reps is for the new official as well as a seasoned veteran. Contact us today at refreps.com. Little dish down low, bodies flying everywhere, guys on the ground, and it'll lead to a bucket right in front of the basket, and Cole Henry with that big frame at 6'5" splashes that one home.
And he's got 5 points.
Here's a 3 from NBA range. Stepped into and airballed. Milan tries to save the rebound, and it'll go back to South Ripley. So both teams finding some success from outside of the three-point line, Sean. Important, though, as we saw there, to not fall in love with the 3. That was a bad look that went short.
Yeah, you're looking for a good shot there, and that probably wasn't the one you wanted with the way you've been playing. Milan's done a better job of driving to the bucket and get those 10 to 15 footers, if not real close.
So Blaine Ward back to the left side. It's Ethan Johnson. Henry to Ward. Ward, great backdoor cut and pass, and we're going to have a charge.
Wow.
It is called a charge. So off of the bench, Acra putting in some great minutes. The senior gets the charge. It was a heck of a pass.
Yeah, can we talk about that pass for a second? That was incredible.
That's a great pass, and then a lot of bodies in contact there, but the official right on top of it for the charge, and Milan has it, down 5, minute 25 to go. Here's a jumper, a step into the three-point line, and Braden Roaring, who's continuing to stay hot, puts that one in to cut the lead back to 3.
He's got 10 this quarter and 12 for the game.
So that was a 2-ball.
They called it a 2.
So Henry back outside. Ball deflected. Milan scoops up the boards again. Milan doing a great job of boxing out and getting the basketball back, not allowing South Ripley another look at it. Roaring thinks about it, goes in, off the backboard too hard. Acra deflects it, and it'll go out of bounds to South Ripley. So Acra doing a great job of bringing that hustle and bringing some energy here for Milan.
That's what gets you minutes.
Yep. So 54 seconds to go in the first half. It's been back and forth. South Ripley with the lead, 36-33, and the basketball. They've led by as many as 5. Johnson has it. Johnson to Ward. Ward, step back 3. He's fouled, and it goes. So there's that energy for Acra, but he did not allow Blaine Ward to land. Ward hits the 3, and he'll go to the line to try to complete the 4-point play.
You don't see that very often in high school.
Sean, one of those shots where you're going, no, yeah. Ward's free throw is good. So Blaine Ward completes the 4-point play. The sophomore having a great first half, and it's a South Ripley 7-point lead, their largest lead of the afternoon. Ball batted around again, and Milan picks it up. 27 seconds to go. Left-handed dribble drive through the lane, up under, bucket is good. And a nice little drive and bucket for Micah Norman, the freshman. 15 seconds to go, 5-point game. South Ripley will hold for the last shot. Here's some defensive pressure. Had the steal, pickpocket him. He's fouled.
Foul is on number 5, and Riley, his first foul.
That's his first for Riley. And that is the 6th foul, I believe. Excuse me, the 4th foul on Milan. So you like the aggression there. Foul, though, however, helps South Ripley set up a final play here with 10 seconds to go. Ward has it. Ward dribbling around, 5 seconds. Ward to the lane, and no call. Bodies all around. Milan with the steal, and a half-court heave will be off the backboard, no good, as it would not have counted anyway, as we have reached halftime of the 5th-place game here in the Hoosier Shooting Academy Holiday Tournament. 40-35 South Ripley. A lot of scoring here, Sean. It's been a fast-paced back-and-forth contest, and no team. We talked about how are you going to sustain those runs, and so far both teams doing a great job. Milan is led by as many as 3. South Ripley is led by as many as 8. 5-point game here at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, if you extrapolate it out, you're talking 80-70. That's excellent for any high school basketball game. So these guys are really performing at a high level this afternoon.
Sportsmanship is the fair and generous behavior of treatment of others. Be a good sport and respect our coaches, players, officials, and fans. IndianaSRN and the Indiana State Officials Associates know sportsmanship begins with you. We've reached recess here of game number 2 with South Ripley on top of Milan, 40-35. We'll be back right after this with some halftime stats here on IndianaSRN.
We can't have NBA basketball without the ball itself. So today we are going to go balls deep into the history of the ball, starting all the way back to the game's inception. Let's begin the animated timeline. The game of basketball was invented in the year 1891. Dr. James Naismith was its creator. Now, the game back then was much different than it is today. I'll save the evolution of the game itself for a later video. This video's topic is the balls. And the ball in 1891 was, well, a soccer ball. Now, soccer balls themselves were built a little different than they are today, but the important takeaway is that this ball actually wasn't used for dribbling. Dribbling wasn't a concept for basketball until 1897. As the game became more popular and grew, the ball had no business being a soccer ball. So in 1894, Dr. James Naismith reached out to A.G. Spalding to invent the first basketball ball. Spalding at the time was famous for making American footballs and Major League Baseball gloves. And you can totally see the inspiration of the design, as this ball is laced up at the center like a football. Fun fact about this ball specifically, to celebrate its 125th anniversary, Spalding remade the ball in 2019 around the same time as the Raptors-Warriors finals. As the years went on, basketball got so popular it was able to have its own league formed around the sport. And in 1937, the NBL, or National Basketball League, was formed in the United States, and they needed their own NBL ball. This ball was no longer built like a pigskin football, as the laces are removed for optimal dribbling. The NBA, National Basketball Association, was founded in 1946, but it wasn't till around 1950 when the game got a much upgraded ball. The game got so popular that it started bringing attention of many new fans showing up to watch the games. Keeping up with, spectating, and watching the pace of the game as a fan was difficult, as the brown ball color was hard to keep up with rapid court movement on the brown floor. So around 1950, the ball was remade into an orange ball. The orange ball was much more flashy and visually appealing to fans, as they can easily see it dart around the court. Decades later, the game ball kept evolving. Around 1971, the NBA changed the design of the ball from 4 leather panels to 8 leather panels. Having 8 leather panels instead of 4 allowed for a much better grip on the ball itself for better dribbling techniques. And 1 year later, in 72, the first synthetic leather ball was made, which made producing the ball much cheaper. And now we bring you the iconic NBA ball that many of you know and love, the 1984 Spalding Larry O'Brien Official Spalding Ball. To quote Heritage Auctions, Wilson had the NBA contract to produce basketballs, which ended following the '83 finals. Also moving out of the office of commissioner was Larry O'Brien. Eventually, Spalding picked up the contract and David Stern assumed the role as top man on February 1st, 1984. This ball is the ball of choice that many fans around the world prefer while playing basketball. Moving on to a slight adaptation of this ball was that failure of a ball in 2006. This '06 ball was made out of cross-traction microfiber, but the ball only lasted for the beginning of the season as many players complained that it roughed up their fingers, skin, and was overall a terrible ball. The ball was quickly discontinued and the NBA went back to the classic leather ball. Going forward in the future, coming up for the 2021-2022 NBA season, Wilson will replace Spalding as the official NBA basketball. Now, the leather used for the balls themselves will still come from the same provider, so they won't physically feel any much different. Also, the balls will keep their 8-panel configuration and performance specifics as the ball that is currently used, so it's pretty much the same game with a different name.
We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Without the basket, the sport of basketball would just be ball, and no one wants to play with balls if baskets aren't involved. So in this video, we're going to go over the history and evolution of the basket. A little while back, we talked about the history of the ball, so you know where to go if you want to watch that video. This is a basket-only program. Basketball was invented in the winter of 1891. James Naismith wanted to invent a sport that can be played indoors during the winter time at YMCA, and so he did just that. He created the first basketball hoop with a broken peach basket that he placed 10 feet into the air. Why 10 feet, you might be wondering? Well, there's no significant reason for the sport itself. This was more so a coincidence as he hung the peach baskets on the railing of the indoor running track at the YMCA gym in Springfield, Massachusetts, and that railing was 10 feet off the ground. Of course, that height stuck for the majority of its history, but what did change significantly is the basket. The baskets at or around this time had no hole and needed a ladder to be scooped out, or when they did add a hole a few years later, there was a tiny hole at the bottom that had to be poked out with a staff. By the year 1893, it was time to add a backboard, but the backboard was not invented for the players. It was invented to stop fans in the balcony from interfering with the ball. They were originally made out of chicken wire, so these weren't really effective for bank shots or rebounds. But that didn't stop players from trying to utilize the backboard, because on February 2nd in that same year, a box on the backboard was added, and this was used to assist players to aim towards the basket, but the chicken wire was starting to be an issue. So we fast forward to the start of the 20th century. The basket became a net, and in 1901, the net had a metal rim. But the net also had no bottom, so after every shot was made, someone had to come and poke the ball out. And man, what the heck is chicken wire still doing here? Thankfully, by the year 1904, wooden boards became mandatory. And finally, by the year 1906, the grand invention of cutting a hole at the bottom came into fashion, and we got the first tangible net with a solid backboard. In 1909, glass boards became more and more common, and this newfound strength slowly but surely led to something you may know as the dunk. By the year 1912, we finally got the iconic nylon net. So now when a shot is made, you can hear that crisp whooshing noise with that beautiful sound of a nothing but net basket. Now that's not why they were made. They weren't made to have an amazing noise. This design with the thick knots and the strong nylon just allowed the ball to fall directly in the center and not flop around after a score was made. As the sport of basketball became more and more popular, recreational and even professional sports leagues started to form, and these leagues wanted to create regulated dimensions for the backboard, backboard square, and rim. The NCAA and the NBA at the time thought it would be a great idea to have the same regulations. These regulations are a 6 feet wide and a 3.5 feet tall backboard. As for the square, it needs to be 24 inches wide and 18 inches tall. The line of the square needs to be 2 inches thick, and the square needs to be placed at the center above the rim. As for the rim needs to extend 6 inches from the backboard, and the front part of the rim must be 24 inches from the backboard, which leaves an 18-inch diameter for the ball to fall through. This was the norm for the main bulk of basketball history, but during the 1950s, it was not uncommon for the hoops to be 12 feet tall instead of 10, even in the NBA. In 1954, the Hawks and Lakers played a game with 12-foot rims, and you can thank this achievement to NBA legend George Mikan. He was so good at the game, the league wanted to make it more of a challenge for him. But only the opposite happened. The shorter players had an even harder time scoring, and Mikan had no problem scoring on 12 feet. So the hoop returned to its 10 feet standard. Beyond that point, the hoop stayed relatively the same, but a lot of power dunkers kept breaking the hoops with their amazing dunks. So around the 80s, hydraulic systems were implemented into the hoop, so if they do crash, the hoop will...
Welcome back to IndianaSRN's coverage of the Hoosier Shooting Academy Holiday Tournament, the 5th place game between Milan and South Ripley. Tony Donahue, Sean Kroll, Sean, a back-and-forth first half there. South Ripley finds himself ahead by 5.
Yeah, great first half, a lot of scoring. Guys know how to put the ball in the bucket, as we see. Almost went in there.
Milan with the miss. Offensive rebound followed by Ripley, and he can't finish it as well. Both teams doing a great job of rebounding, keeping the offense off of those offensive glasses. If you're Milan, you don't want to fall in love with that three-point shot too much. And South Ripley, they've been doing a really good job of playing inside out and getting good looks from the outside.
Yeah, Milan has been trying to double-team both Ward and Henry, as Henry just got loose there for a layup. These are their two leading scorers. Ward had 12 in the first half, but Henry only had 5.
Great penetration there by Voles, and the nice extra pass to set up Henry for the bucket, and it's a 7-point lead. Milan with the ball. They ran a picket fence type play earlier. Here's one screen. No look on the outside. He's going to get a good look here. And he is going to be met and fouled.
I think that's going to be on Ward. That'll be his first.
Ward with the foul. Milan will inbound it from underneath their own basket. Rainier throws it in, and it is stolen away by Voles. Now Voles will push it. It's a 1-on-3, and he'll think twice about it. He will dish it off, and a 3-ball from NBA range is long. That missed by Blaine Ward, and just like that, Milan answers back as Ben Riley gets to the bucket, gets a high percentage shot to go, and the lead is cut back down to 5.
Got to follow your shot there, Mr. Ward.
So Voles has it. Up top comes South Ripley. Back to Voles, looks for the backdoor cut, can't find it. Blaine Ward has it, dribble drive, lost it in midair, and it's stolen away by Milan. They will push it. Great job on the jump stop, and really goes up, puts it off the backboard. It's a quick 5-0 run, and the lead cut to 3 at 42-39.
Boy, those brothers are really good.
Oh, wait, I was waiting.
Yeah.
It took until 5:59 left in the third quarter, Sean. I was waiting for it.
I tried to save it.
And an offensive foul here, this time on South Ripley's Blaine Ward, his second. And Milan will take over, looking to tie or cut this game 2-1.
2 quick ones, and he's going to take a seat.
Yep.
Nobody in real foul trouble. 2 is the most any of them have.
So really doing a great job here early in this second half. Rainier has it, finds Riley. Dishes it over to his brother Ben. Ben, power dribble, up in the air, hangs. Ball goes around the rim, no good. Rebound, offensive, corralled by the freshman Gabe Riley, and he puts it in.
Wow.
Really great effort there. We'll go 1-1 on that one.
Okay.
How about that?
All right. That was really good.
42-41 now. It's a 6-0 run for Milan to cut it back to 1. Dish out, up top, 3 ball, in the air, rattles around and goes for the sophomore Cole Henry. So good answer there on the 3 ball.
Yeah, if they can get him going.
Milan has it, trailing by 4. Step back jumper, and that one is pure. Micah Norman, the freshman, with a confident stroke there, puts it in, cuts the lead in half, 45-43.
He has 10 now.
Voles with the basketball. Henry swings it back over. Binion to Voles, Voles to Binion. Patient set here for South Ripley. Their crowd gets into it. He tries to go down low, thought twice about it. They'll have to reset. Ball deflected, stolen away by Milan. They're on the run. It's a 3-on-2. Thinks about it, kicks it out. Wide open 3 ball around the rim and rattles home. And another one for Micah Norman.
Wow.
Well, the freshman on a 5-0 run gives Milan the lead back at 46-45. Henry has the basketball, kicks it back out, swing pass to Voles. Voles will reset the offense. Power dribble, back up top.
Ooh.
Binion has it.
Binion had the safety on there.
Cole Henry with the turnaround bucket off the backboard gives South Ripley the lead. And it's nice to have Cole Henry down low with the 6'5" frame to be able to put that thing in off the backboard.
Yeah, he's the only one that scored for South Ripley here in the second half. But Binion had 3 threes in the first half. Couldn't quite pull the trigger on that last one. Thought he was going to.
Here's the dribble drive. Hangs in the air. Does Rainier, but it doesn't go. And South Ripley has the basketball. They go down low. Henry thinks about the 3. Gives it to Voles. Voles resets the offense. Binion, left side. Back up to Voles. Voles goes down low to Henry. Henry double team. And they went for the jump ball, but it is a foul on Rainier. Let's take a look at that replay on the 3 ball. Kind of got bailed out there because he thought he was driving to have somebody down low. When that didn't happen, kick out for the 3 and another bucket there. Sean will get us some stats here from that first half and where these players lie as of right now. But Cole Henry gets it, scoop up and under, rattles around, hits every part of the rim, but doesn't go through. And this is saved by Milan, but it'll be out of bounds, so South Ripley will continue possession.
First half stats for South Ripley. Binion with 9, Ward 12, Henry 5, Voles 3, Johnson 7, Bradley 4.
So very spread out. A lot of guys getting in on the scoring action here for South Ripley. Henry has it. It's almost stolen. Drives up, skies it, no good. Quick outlet pass. The ball doesn't touch the ground. A great pass to Rohrig, and Rohrig puts it off the window to put Milan back ahead by 1.
Rohrig had 11 in the first half.
So a great outlet pass there. Dropped a dime to Rohrig, and he puts it in off the window. It's a 1-point Milan lead. We've gone back and forth through this first 2.5 or so quarters. 2:34 remaining in the third. To the corner. Now down low, Henry, power dribble, triple team. Thinks twice of it, kicks it out. Here's a dribble drive. Dishes it back out to Voles. He'll take it in, float it, and we're going to have a block. So it was a late call, and they're going to call it a block. And the foul will be charged to Braden Rohrig.
That's going to be his 3rd.
They need a line. They need that. Where's that? Let's take a look at the replay here, Sean, as Voles will go to the line. I don't know. That's a very tough bang call, and Voles is the beneficiary, and his first free throw spins around and rattles home to tie it at 48.
I saw something online the other day that said they should just ban the block and charge calls. What would you think of that?
Would it always be a defensive foul? Would it be a play on?
It would, like, if you just got rid of it altogether.
I think if you got rid of it altogether, it would obviously stop the defensive team of trying to commit the charge by standing there.
Right. Yeah.
It is the hardest call in probably all of sports. I mean, there's Twitter accounts out there that are blocks and charges. There's a nice dish but a miss on a great-looking opportunity. The ball got out of bounds to South Ripley. Sean, that's a tough one.
I think it would lead to defenders and then trying to stay. Either going straight up then and trying to block the shot as opposed to or.
I think if you always made it a defensive foul, people would stop doing it. Nice drive here by Binion. Makes the last-second pass to Logan Bradley. Logan Bradley puts it off the backboard and in, and it's a 3-point lead here by South Ripley. Milan answers back with a miss. So 2 back-to-back good looks, but a steal here, and Milan will reset the offense. So Milan having great looks. Voles with the steal. And as he was stealing the basketball, Milan gets a 30-second timeout call, so that was a close one, but South Ripley does not get the steal, and Milan will get the timeout. So let's take a look at the replay here. Ball batted around after the miss. So 2 good looks here by Milan in their last 2 possessions. Ball spins out, and then you'll notice here, coach in the bottom right will call a timeout, and it was close.
Yeah, it was.
The ref's back was turned. Nonetheless, Milan will retain possession with the basketball, trailing 51-48. Sean, Milan's getting some really good looks this quarter. They just haven't been able to get some of those to go down inside the lane.
Yeah, they haven't. It's the height when you've got both Bradley and Henry there, the big boys down low.
Here's a 3-ball on the inbound, and that one goes through to tie it up at 51. Lane Ward. So Blaine with the bucket, and South Ripley goes down low to their big man Cole Henry, and he finger roll spins that one in, and it's a quick answer there by South Ripley. It's 53-51 with 1:15 remaining here in the third quarter. Milan with the basketball.
So Norman had that last 3?
Spin out.
For Milan?
And that is short, no good. And Voles has it with under a minute to play in the third. South Ripley looking to build on their 2-point lead. They go down low to Henry. Henry dishes. 3-ball, no good. And we've got a foul on South Ripley. So with 50 seconds to go here in the third quarter, Milan will take possession. Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe is a new spot for breakfast or lunch. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Try our classic breakfast and our sweet baked goods. Located in Lawrence. Coach recommends the Sloppy Joe with extra pickles for a great lunch. Check out Tam's at 6427 Oak Landon Road, 317-760-1640. Sean, are you holding for the final shot here with 40 seconds to go? This has been a high-tempoed first 3 or so quarters here.
I would. I don't think they are, though.
So gets away with a little bit of a travel there. He's going to just step into a jump shot, shoot it short, ball on the ground. Offensive rebound from Milan. Looks up, says, I got a good-looking shot here with the left hand. And he flips it home. So Cohen Rainier with the left-handed lay-in. And it's a 53-53 game. South Ripley with the ball, 12 seconds to go. Blaine Ward has it. Gets a screen from Bradley. Ward with 8 seconds. Look for the step-back 3 here. Dishes to the corner. They'll fire a 3 off the rim, no good, and that's the way the third quarter will end. Through 3, Milan, South Ripley. We got ourselves a good one here, tied at 53 apiece. We'll be back with exciting fourth quarter action right here on IndianaSRN.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We are set up for one heck of a fourth quarter here in the fifth place game of the Hoosier Shooting Academy Holiday Tournament from Morristown High School. Tony Donahue, Sean Kroll with you. Back and forth, 53 all at the end of the third quarter, Sean. What's going to be the difference for either side here in this fourth quarter?
I think it's going to be those little things we talk about, Tony. Handling the basketball. Right now the basketball is the most precious commodity. The team that turns it over the least, I think, is going to be one that's going to come out on top.
A lot of Cole Henry there in the third quarter for South Ripley. Milan did a great job of crashing the offensive rebound. They got a couple good looks down low. They just didn't convert it. But a couple three balls as well has found themselves now tied at 53 apiece. First play of the fourth quarter. Off a screen comes Gavin Binion. He puts a three ball in from top of the key. It's 56-53.
He's got 12, all on three-pointers.
Here's a quick spin, dribble, drive, lay-in, no good. Offensive rebound, back up, off the glass, no good. And we've got an offensive push. So Milan, once again, Cohen Rainier down low, gets two good looks at it after their sixth offensive rebound of the second half, but he cannot convert, ends up fouling. So with 7:30 to go, 56-53, 4 fouls for South Ripley, 3 for Milan here early in the fourth quarter. Little dish off down low, floats a little bit too high, and Milan comes up with the steal. Here's a screen, step back, thinks twice about the three. He'll swing it around the arc. Milan, dribble drive, penetration. Spins, realizes he's wide open, puts it up, airballs it. Rainier with the offensive rebound, kicks it back out, pump fake, drive, really up under off the back rim, no good. Corrals his own rebound, tries to fade away, and Henry blocked it, but he got it with the body. So going to the free throw line is Gabe Ridley, the freshman.
Well, I thought that was a good block.
Yeah, looked like he might have got him with the body, but again, very, very close. So really to the free throw line. First one is no good. Let's take a look at that replay here. And again,
you know what Henry's saying right now? Ball don't lie.
Yep. So the seventh offensive rebound on that possession of the second half for Milan. It's kind of kept them in the ballgame getting these second and third opportunities.
Yeah, they've done a great job on the offensive glass.
Really has missed both free throws now. So a minute in, he can't cut the lead. And South Ripley with the basketball and a 3-point advantage. Up top to Vols. Vols finds a lane, and he traveled. Took one too many steps, and another turnover. The ball will go back to Milan.
There's the turnovers we talked about, and these guys, all of them really, when they've driven into the lane area, the collapsing defense has really caused issues.
Here's a quick drive for Milan, and Micah Norman goes up and gets fouled, so send another freshman to the free throw line for Milan here. He will shoot 2, looking to cut this to a 1-point deficit for Milan.
They weren't ready. He was open on the corner, and the defense didn't come down to snag him and end up fouling him.
First free throw is good. Second on its way, and that one is good. So 56-55.
Norman's had a great game.
The freshman, 2 freshmen for Milan stepping up big in this contest. Here is the quick drive for South Ripley. That's Blaine Ward. Goes to the left hand. It's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
Of course, we just give him props. Then he fouls on the other end. But
so that is now 6 fouls on South Ripley, and I believe 4 on Milan. Free throw up and good.
Norman has 18 in the game today.
Blaine Ward, second free throw.
It's his first point of the second half, Tony.
And Ward puts them both in. Yeah, he had a great first half. He's been very quiet in that third quarter. We'll definitely need him down the stretch in this one. 58-55, 6:20 to go. Milan with the basketball. Perimeter, right side, drive, and he's going to be cut off. It'll be a block. And that'll be the 7th foul on South Ripley. So 1-and-1 here. Free throws the rest of the way for Milan. Sean, how do you adjust that? You want to get more to the basket and get high percentage looks, knowing that if you get fouled, you're at least going to go to the line for the 1-and-1.
I think that plays to their aggression, the way they've been all day. They've really been, aggressive in terms of getting the ball in the lane and trying to get to the rack. And now if they're going to get free throws every time, I think that's just going to increase their.
So Rorick puts them both home. And it is a 59-57 contest. South Ripley with the ball and the lead. Back up to the right side. That is William Tunney checking in for the first time. Tunney on the right side. Vols kick out, 3 in the air. Ethan Johnson splashdown.
How long do you keep Henry on the bench?
Oof, it's going to be tough. 4-point game after that three. Dribble drive by the freshman. Really puts it up, and he is fouled. Tunney on the foul. And it looks like Henry will check right back into the contest here with South Ripley up 4. Milan can cut this lead in half as Gabe really goes back to the line. He missed both his last time.
No disrespect, but he took Tunney to school.
Rebound off the back rim, no good. Let's take a look at that replay again one more time. And again, just patient, got his man off the ground and found that contact.
And then Ward's taking a seat as well, so that's really interesting.
So those legs coming into play here. Second free throw is good. So really finds the rhythm. After missing his last 3 attempts from the free throw line, cuts to a one-possession game at 61-58, 5:30 to play. Vols has it, swings to Henry. Henry doesn't even hesitate, shoots the three, halfway down, no good. And Milan with the basketball.
Was a good look.
They can tie with the three. Dribble drive, up, under, off the backboard. And that goes for Ben Riley, the junior. Nice little backboard play there as he hung up in the air and got it to go, and it's a 1-point game.
Dare I say it?
That's a charge. So the pump fake and drive there results in a charge.
That'll be the third on Johnson.
So Ethan Johnson put some big minutes up off the bench here this afternoon with the foul, and South Ripley for the first time in the fourth quarter can go ahead with a bucket. Acra off the bench has brought some good pressure as well. He's back in the contest for Milan.
I have to say it. I think the Morristown Yellow Jacket may be a distant cousin of the Beech Grove Hornet.
Yes, and Georgia Tech, but the armbands are placed differently on the Morristown logo as compared to the Georgia Tech logo, I was told earlier.
Oh, see, I needed to look then
Yeah.
to see about their Beech Grove cousin to see what the wristbands are like.
Yeah,
there.
look at I guess the wristband is where it lies as far as differentiating. I asked earlier.
Well, Beech Grove is south, so it makes sense that it's more sun and it's more
the
tan.
Yellow Jacket up along the wall over here is kind of inverted. Quick drive here by South Ripley. Ward checks back in the game and gets it off the glass to make it a 3-point game with 4:30 to go. Sean, this one's setting up to who has the ball last as Milan turnaround jumper hook, no good. Offensive rebound leads to a three from the corner, splashes it home. We are tied at 63 apiece. Cohen Rainier on the second chance opportunity, and the 8th offensive rebound for Milan in the second half ties it at 63. They get a steal. Milan pushing it back. Great pass down low. Thinks about it. Throws it to Acro, who just happened to be there. He gets his ball deflected. Down low, blocked. And a great defensive stance there by South Ripley. A little bit out of sorts for Milan. Acra happens to be there.
I think that was Norman on the three.
Norman.
But that boy, Henry rejected that like girls rejected me in high school.
Here is the three ball from the corner to tie it. And we're halfway through the fourth quarter, tied at 63 apiece as Milan will take a 30-second timeout. Sean, it's kind of one of those things where this is going to come down to the team with the ball last, you would think.
Love those kind of games. And these teams, and you can see it's really, the intensity is starting to ratchet up here as we get going. They're fighting for every loose ball, anything. Yeah. So it's going to be a fun 4 minutes.
I think if you're South Ripley, you have to clean up the boards and not give Milan second chance opportunities. Here's that big block as well. Milan will maintain possession, but you've got to get Milan off of that offensive glass with 8 offensive rebounds here in the second half.
They've been fantastic with the offensive rebounds, and yeah, I'm sure that's one thing that the Coach Beach was talking about. We've got to block out better.
So here's the ensuing inbound play halfway through the fourth quarter. Down low, double team. He's going to think about it anyway. High off the glass, no good. And Cole Henry at 6'5", skies for the rebound. And he will bring the basketball up, tied at 63 with under 4 minutes to play.
He's got to be the guy on the defensive glass with that height.
Back up top, dribble drive. Ward tries to lay it in, goes halfway down, no good. Gets his own rebound. He's blocked, and Milan has the basketball.
A lot of contact there. They let go.
We will have your play of the game, the player of the game here coming up at the next timeout. My first inkling is Cole Henry, but again, the Ripley brothers from Milan with an opportunity to snag that away. Again, your player of the game, as always, brought to you by Piper Logistics. We thank them for their support.
They called the charge on Rory.
So another charge called here.
He thought he was going to the line.
Both teams free throws here on out. Jack Cherry Insurance, we suggest you contact him. For all of your insurance needs, family, car, business, and home, an insurance company that wants to serve you, 317-894-7000.
We may have to wait till the end of this game to pick a player of the game. It's going to be close. Yeah.
At 63 apiece. Cole Henry has had himself a great game, as had the Ripley brothers here for Milan. South Ripley with the basketball. Tied at 63, 3 minutes to go. Dribble drive, Ward, step back three, front rim, no good. Henry skies for the offensive rebound. Power dribble, off the glass and good. And at 65-63, Cole Henry with the big offensive putback there.
He and Ward both have 16 for South Ripley.
And here's a quick steal, and it's going to be a foul committed by Cohen Rainier, and that will put Logan Bradley onto the free throw line. Jack's Donuts is great donuts made and served fresh every day, plus great tasting coffee. Stop by Jack's Donuts at 9105 East 56th Street or any Jack's in your neighborhood. Jack's Donuts, the official donut of IndianaSRN.
Norman has 21 for Milan.
Norman having a great afternoon as well. Here's the first of the 1-and-1 from the lefty. Off the back rim, no good. Henry skies, another offensive rebound, another lay-in off the glass. 4 straight points for Henry off of 2 offensive rebounds. It's a 4-point South Ripley lead.
Now he's got 18.
Milan looking to answer. They'll get a 3. Right side off the rim, no good. Acra with the offensive rebound, saves it, and Milan will reset on the offensive side of the basketball.
That's what you ask Acra to do when you bring him in.
Here's a quick dribble drive up under. The reverse scoop and score off the backboard. Rainier cuts the lead in half. Give some credit there to Acra, bringing that energy on the offensive glass there for the 9th offensive rebound in the second half for Milan.
What a game this has been.
Here's penetration. Hezzy off the backboard and good. He's fouled, didn't see it, throws it up off the backboard, and it goes. And he'll go to the line to complete the and one. Sean, watch this one more time. Kind of just loses his balance after the foul, throws it up, and it goes in.
That's when you hear the whistle, just put it up near the rim and see what happens. And it went in. Ward and Henry both now with 18.
So this could be a huge free throw here to push it to a 5-point game. That is the highest margin for South Ripley in the second half. Under 2 minutes to go. Milan with the basketball. Dribble drive. Kick out. Acra open for 3. He gets it.
Oh, my goodness.
And this kid is bringing the energy. He's not expected to score too much, but he steps into a 3 and cuts it to a 2-point game. We got a full timeout on the court. We'll be back for the final 1:42 of this one. You're watching High School Hoops on IndianaSRN.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
.142 to go here on IndianaSRN. Tony Donahue, Sean Kroll with you. South Ripley holding on to a 70-68 lead as Acra just knocked down the 3 ball to make this a 2-point game. And Milan will pick up in full court pressure. It'll be a quick timeout by South Ripley. It'll be a 30-second timeout. If you like what you see, please let us know. Email us at coach@indianasrn.org if you'd like to help us Get more student athletes on the air. Go to our website, IndianaSRN.org. Hit that donate button on the screen. IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game. Sean, man, I'm telling you what, we've got a back-and-forth contest so far. It's been that way the entire game. Now with 1:42 to go, Milan going to pick up in that full-court pressure. We'll see if South Ripley can break it.
You know, trying to get some kind of turnover if they can without having to foul just yet, even though both teams are in the bonus. You want to try and get that turnover first since it's a one-possession game before you decide to foul. Once they get across the 10-second line, we'll see what happens.
So here is the inbound. They get it in, and they'll go back to man-to-man pressure. South Ripley gets across the timeline. That is Binion. Binion going to slow it down. He'll swing it over to Blaine Ward. Ward will slow the tempo down as well. And it looks like they're going to keep it away until Milan decides that they want to foul.
Yeah, still trying to post up Henry.
Vols has it.
The defender is not as small as it has been recently on
Henry looking for the basketball. Binion has it. Up top.
Yeah, the clock and the scoreboard are your friend here for South Ripley. You don't have to do anything.
Ward penetrates, thinks twice about it, gives it back to Binion. We're under a minute to go. At what point, Sean, here do you foul? Maybe around 45 seconds?
Yeah, I would. They're still trying to get a steal or a 5-second count, but
45 seconds to go, and there's the foul. Acra commits it with 46.7 to go.
I think that's what they wanted, is they wanted to try to get the ball in Bradley's hands and then foul.
Foul is on number 13, Holden.
So Logan Bradley goes to the free throw line. He can push it to a 2-possession game, although we did see a 4-point play earlier.
Yes, we did.
Although that was, of course, from South Ripley. Yeah. So Riley checks back in. So here we go, 1-1. The senior Bradley misses it badly. I'm not sure that hit the rim.
It did not.
And Milan gets a break there with 46 seconds to go. They trail by 2, basketball in their hand, double bonus, rest of the way, both sides. Milan has it. Back up top. Off a screen. Norman has it, shoots a 3, no good. Offensive rebound, that's the 10th of the second half. They'll reset, 3-ball, up top, Milan, good. Another 3-ball by Braden Rohrig, and they take the lead. Milan with the lead, 71-70, 20 seconds to go.
Rohrig has 18.
Ward at the basketball, dishes it down low, up, no good, and a foul. So a very frantic possession there by Milan. Milan got away with some steps. A great pass down low, and they're going to the free throw line. Here's a second chance opportunity. Let's look back at Milan, and Rohrig steps into a 3, knocks it down to take the lead.
Man, we got lots of candidates for player of the game, but we still have 12.5 seconds to go.
Anything can change over those 12.5 seconds.
And Bradley's in his own head right now with his free throws, so you know he's got to figure out.
Well, he's got 2. 1 will tie it. 2 will take the lead. Here's the first for the lefty. Logan Bradley, the senior, puts it in good.
Oh, that's huge.
Ice in his veins. Ties it up. 2 more games coming up here from Morristown High School. Happy holidays to you. Thanks for joining us. Here on IndianaSRN, you're in for a good one. In the final 12.5 seconds here between South Ripley and Milan. Second free throw, good.
Clutch.
So in the last 12 seconds, the lead has gone back and forth. And we've got a timeout on the court. And it'll be a full timeout. Let's go ahead and keep it here, Sean. A 1-point game, 72-71. How do you play this if you're Milan? Because you do want to leave yourself some time if you don't make the bucket to foul and extend this bad boy.
Well, I think that's where the offensive rebounding has really come into play. You look at the guys that have been the big scorers tonight for Milan. Rohrig has 18. Norman has 21. And, Gabriel has 13. So you've got lots of options. The choice is, like, who is going to be on them defensively, I think, is the big issue here. If you're South Ripley, who are you putting Henry on? Because of the 6'5 frame, I think after that last basket, you might have to consider putting him on Rohrig after that big three.
Yep. And like you said, if I'm coaching Milan, I'm trying to get a shot with about 7 seconds. Like, you got to go quick. You only got 12 seconds, but you want to save yourself at least 4 seconds to be able to foul and then be able to corral that to come back.
South Ripley, are they going to pick them up full court? I think they are to try.
I think you have to.
You just can't let anybody get behind you like prevent defense.
Gabe really can run the sideline here, and he'll get it in. Rainier with the basketball. They'll call a timeout. So smart play there. Get it over the timeline. 9 seconds. We'll keep it here again.
That's a smart play right there. Now you've got the chance to set something up. But I think to your point where you said earlier, I think you've probably only got about 5 seconds tops to get your first shot off if that one does not go down.
I think what you have to do here on the inbound, Sean, is that inbound pass has to be going towards the basket. You have to either get it down low or it needs to be off of a screen and have somebody, maybe a Roaring, maybe really, catch that basketball heading towards the bucket. Use the glass if needed on that right side, but I think you have to have something going towards the basket. You're in the huddle right now and you're going, all right, if we get a bucket, here's what we do. If we don't get a bucket, here's what we do. But you have to be ready to foul if you miss and South Ripley gets that rebound.
Well, in South Ripley, too, you got to be very careful on how you defend because the last thing you want is them to put up a shot and get called for a foul and put them on the line with essentially no time left to try and win the ball game. So,
well, any foul puts them on the line for 2.
Yes. It's probably going to be a shooting foul regardless.
Yeah.
But this is going to be fun, folks.
And if you're South Ripley, you want to defend the shot, get hands up, force them into a contested jump shot, and then more importantly, grab the rebound. Milan with 10 offensive rebounds. And we'll have another timeout here. This one being called by South Ripley, a 30-second timeout. But again, Milan, 10 offensive rebounds here in the second half. That's really kept this game close. South Ripley pushed it to 6, which is the highest margin here in the second half. But again, you got to rebound if you're South Ripley off the miss.
Yeah, you do. And I think what they wanted to do there is see what kind of formation that Milan came out in after that timeout and now adjust to it or force them to try something different. And it looks like Coach Pickerel is trying something different. We'll see what he comes up with as this timeout comes to an end.
So 72-71. It's a 1-point game. South Ripley took the lead on 2 free throws with 12 seconds remaining by Logan Bradley. Clutch free throws after missing the 1-and-1 badly a possession prior. Voles is out there. 1-point game. Here's the inbound, 9 seconds. Really has it. He'll look to the left side. Here's a drive to the lane, and we've got a foul immediately on the ground. Nonetheless, going to the line for 2 with 6.1. Not what you wanted to do there if you're South Ripley.
It wasn't, and it wasn't a ton of contact either, but
it was a quick whistle, so Ben really goes to the line for 2. First one. Back iron, no good.
Oh, boy.
So with 6 seconds to go, really still has a chance to tie this.
I bet he's really nervous right now.
2-1, you're leading. Second free throw off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, bounced around, corralled, a quick heave, no good, and it's going to hit the back of the backboard. And I think
it goes to South Ripley.
It does go to South Ripley. I think Micah Norman thought there was less time on the clock, and he turned around, threw it up. He got a foul immediately here, and it looks like South Ripley will take a timeout.
Wow. He misses both free throws.
So really misses both. Milan with their 11th offensive rebound of the second half. And just not knowing how much time was on the clock, Micah Norman with the turnaround fadeaway off the backboard. Out of bounds, goes to South Ripley. You've got to foul quickly. First and foremost here, Sean.
Yes, 100%.
You're going to probably have the – I'll say this. How do you play this with 2.2 seconds to go if you're South Ripley? You make them both. Do you foul? If you make 2, or if you make 1 to put it in a 2-point game, do you foul?
Smartest play I ever saw in my college is about the same scenario, up by 1. inbounded it. Our point guard got a hold of the ball, and the first thing he did was just chuck it straight up in the air.
Yep.
Because once it comes up in the air, nobody can get to it. Time runs out.
Yep. So we'll see what they draw up here. 2.2 to go, 72-71, South Ripley with the ball and the lead. So here we go. Inbound immediately, and he's fouled. So it takes 1.2 seconds off the clock.
And I'll put Binion at the line.
And Binion will go to the line with 1 second. Sean, I'm in either way is right. There's no wrong answer here. If you're South Ripley, you make them both. You give them 1 second for a half-court heave, maybe even further. Probably not going to happen. You make the first, and it's a 2-point game. You almost just clank that thing off the rim because there's just not enough time to corral the rebound. And if you lose on a full-court shot, you lose on a full-court shot. First one, but Binion up and good.
Binion has 13. We going Ward or Henry?
I'm going to go Henry.
Okay.
Just like the way that he's spaced things out. Second free throw, good. So 1 second. Here's the inbound. Acra fires it. It's got the distance, but just short. Just short. He got it off in time. And that is all. South Ripley hangs on to knock off Milan 74-71 here in the fifth-place game in the Hoosiers Shooting Academy Holiday Tournament from Morristown High School. Tony Donahue and Sean Kroll. Let's take a look at some stats here in the Piper Logistics Player of the Game. I'm going to go Cole Henry.
I'll go with that. He had 18 points on the evening for South Ripley. Binion had 14. Ward 15, Bowles 5, Johnson 10, and Bradley 6.
So the Piper Logistics Player of the Game is Cole Henry. I thought some of his size kind of wreaked havoc down low.
Rebounding and
rebounding was good. Milan with a great second half, knocked down plenty of threes, had 10 offensive rebounds. But they fall short in this contest. Sean, your final thoughts on Game 2 of the afternoon with still 2 more to go here from Morristown High School.
I mean, the realies are the real deal. I mean, they played really, really well today. And Roerig with 15 was fantastic after having only 3 against Covenant Christian. Norman, that freshman young man, is going to be a player.
That'll wrap it up. A 3-point, 74-71 victory here for South Ripley from Morristown High School in the Hoosier Shooting Academy Holiday Tournament. I'm Tony Donahue. For everybody here on the IndianaSRN crew, we thank you for watching the first 2 contests of the afternoon. 2 more still to come right here on IndianaSRN.